Recording in
All right.
progress. And, then I think we've got everything set to go. We got people watching live. So, Ed, I think.
All right. Let me go get it. Where are you, video?
That's right. It's the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. We are back. 2-week hiatus. We are back again. Well, we are every 2 weeks anyway, but I wanted to use the word hiatus because I like that word. But we're here, guys. It's Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. It's a Friday, every other Friday, 5 p.m. It's celebrate the end of the week. We made it, you guys. We made it through another week. It used to be we were like celebrating another week of being alive in the middle of the pandemic. Now it's like we're just happy to get through a week. So welcome to the show. We've got some great guests here. This is for those of you who are watching for the first time, it's a talk show. We talk with comedians about what makes them tick, why they got into comedy. But we also do some comedy here on the show. We have some sketches. We do character work. Sometimes we do improv, if you can do that. It's a comprehensive comedy talk show. So welcome. And if you're watching Facebook Live, you can make comments at any time, and I will read those comments on air, or Ed, my co-host, we'll get to you. We'll get your comments out there. And we usually start the show with a little bit of news of the world. So why don't we go ahead and dive right into the news of the world. And comedians, Chris, Ying, and Priya, if you want to chime in on anything that I say, you're more than welcome to. This is collaborative news.
Yeah.
So
here we go.
All right, here we go. Virginia woman was given a 12-year prison sentence for selling $32 million worth of fake coupons. You guys see those?
What?
Coupons? She apparently, I guess she had a high-end printer. She would print out the coupons at home and would sell them to people on social media. And these coupons are crazy. Like she was peddling a $24.99 coupon for like a $25 box of diapers. So, I mean, it's amazing how long this thing went. But listen, this was the interesting thing. At her sentence, the judge, she was not remorseful at all, because the judge was like, okay, I'm going to give you 12 years in prison. And she was like, wait, judge, I got a coupon for half off. Can you give me half off? That joke was courtesy of Jacob Parnell, Bay Area comedian. Thank you, Jacob, for the clue. You guys use coupons?
That's a great picture, Tommy. That looks like a drug bust.
Yeah.
And the pyramid in the back looks like all the cocaine that they were about to sell.
It's either that or toilet paper. I can't tell.
No, it's the shell of toilet paper, but it's filled with cocaine.
She's probably the head of some kind of coupon cartel.
Coupon
in middle America.
Or at least a member of, or at least from that TV show, Extreme Couponing. Remember that show?
Oh gosh, yeah.
She'd go by the name of Val Pack.
I bet if you went to her house, she would be buried under piles of like diapers and Tide and she actually had an extreme couponing like closet that you see on TV. So she would use the coupons herself as well. But
the tide is high, so use my coupon.
I think 12 years is too harsh.
Oh,
creative, yeah.
I'm sure she'll get. Yeah. I'm sure she'll get
12 days community service.
Some
She'll
great
probably
news,
get off on good behavior.
Yeah. She's trying to help poor people. Come on now. You know.
She'll probably get off on good behavior is what I mean.
Get off on good
Yeah. Well, I don't.
This isn't a PG-13 show, is it?
that's right, because usually people get off on
It's
bad
not a
behavior.
PG-13 show, but
Ed.
we will have, for those of us that have children, we might want to replay it for them later.
So I guess it's a show. It's not about social commentary. It's more about
It shouldn't be,
jokes, right?
it shouldn't be stroking.
We're socializing and making commentary. It's great.
It shouldn't be stroking a
Good news.
burrito. Okay.
I've heard that joke. I've heard that joke. Yeah, somewhere.
Good news.
Well,
Good news for those of you that like ABBA. You guys like the music group ABBA? That's apparently they're coming back with their first album of new music in 4 decades, 40 years. So I listened to a preview of the album, and I gotta say, there's some pretty cool new songs on there. Here's this one, Mamma Mia, here we go again. After 40 years, what? That's one of the songs. And I also
40 years and nobody said they're old.
And that's how exactly it sounds on the album too.
Well, they have another song on the album that because these guys are all in their 70s now, so they have achy joints and pains. And another song they have is Take a Chance on a New Knee. Take a chance.
Doesn't it look like they're still trying to figure out the IKEA instructions for how to build the desk?
Yeah.
Are
They
they
are
going to be
Swedish.
doing? Are they going to all be performing in wheelchairs? Are they going to do? Have they like re-choreograph their dance numbers now?
I think it's actually supposed to be actually new music, but I don't know about the choreography. It's probably, because they're older now, it's going to have to be limited movement. Or maybe just
With
very
frequent bathroom stops.
Yeah.
Eurovision, but with cataracts.
Eurovision, that's so good. I like that.
And catheters. Eurovision with catheters.
I felt that one.
A fake Orthodox Jewish father and son were outed recently as Christians. Michael and Caleb Isaacson, as you can see here, they actually live in Phoenix, Arizona. They'd been performing the role of rabbi, both of them, at various synagogues around the country, and now they stand accused of being actually evangelical Christians who were, just faking it. And you're probably wondering, well, how did they find out? How did they get detected? And I think the biggest sign was how they showed disappointment. These two, when they were disappointed, they would say things like, "Oh my," or "Oh dear," that's not how Jewish people show disappointment. Jewish people go, "Oy vey," "Oy vey," or something like some variation of Yiddish. So that's how they knew they were not real Jews.
Locks them up.
They
Locks them
didn't
up.
ask them. It wasn't because they found out when they did their prostate exam that they weren't circumcised.
No, I guess they were circumcised already. I don't know. American circumcised.
Between Priya and the catheter and now the prostate, I'm like, what tunnel will she not delve into?
Well, I used to be a nurse, so that's where all that.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. And it also does give you
I used to be a penis nurse, so I know a lot about it.
Oh,
important thing is you can say that because it's anatomical.
I like medical. I'm a kind of a hypochondriac, Priya, so I always enjoy meeting medical professionals because I can always get free advice. And so, yeah, maybe after the show we could talk about urology, prostates, stuff like that. Very exciting. Interesting.
That's called something else.
Have they?
It's called Pornhub.
Oh.
Have they figured out why they did it?
I read the article and it's not clear. No, the motivation's not clear. I'm not financial reasons because maybe they were charging they were doing actual rabbinical work.
They just wanted a friend in the diamond business.
Well,
were they actually like keeping Sabbath and stuff and reciting the Yiddish prayers and stuff like that?
Who knows? People are strange. Usually,
they certainly look like Jews, right?
It's not an easy thing to become Jewish, and then also because there's you got to learn all this stuff, and then people look at you differently. Especially like Orthodox. That's the hardest.
You got to eat gefilte fish. I don't know. I would never.
Fish in the refrigerator.
Oh
yeah.
Gosh.
And you can't think of Rush Hour as you say that word.
Rush Hour,
the movie.
Oh, I never saw Rush Hour. I don't think.
How dare you?
I know. I'm sorry.
When did you join Al Qaeda? How could you not watch the most American film of the 2000s?
Yeah.
It's between that and Austin Powers.
I repent. I will atone for my sins someday.
Two suggestive Disney-themed T-shirts went viral last week, as you can see here. So after someone tweeted a photo of this couple wearing the shirts on a recent visit to Disneyland, you can see what it says here. I gave her the D. I wanted the D, right? Now, some diehard Disney fans are very critical of these kinds of suggestive shirts, saying that they should be banned from the park. But I say, Tommy Feldman, I say, why not? Why not? You know, and what's wrong with it? I mean, it's not outright, profane. And then, in fact, I have a shirt I'd like to do. This is my idea. I'm here for the poo. Here for the poo. That's my idea of a Disney
That was
shirt.
my uniform when I was a nurse.
Exactly. I mean, the kids aren't going to care. They're not going to know anyway.
That's what I got paid for.
Wow.
Last story of the night. Bill Gates reportedly celebrated his 66th birthday with none other than Jeff Bezos at an intimate party in a secluded Turkish cove on this yacht that you can see right here. Now, well, of course, happy birthday, Bill Gates, but let's be honest, there's probably something more to this. He's clearly trying to start something new. I think he's trying to start a new organization. I think he's trying to start the Recently Divorced Billionaires Club. What do you guys think?
They're trying to date each other. I think they got divorced so they could get together.
Wrong button. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. I like the magic unicorn.
Yeah.
Funny.
Sorry about
Couldn't
that.
make the thruple or quadruple work, so they had to just, unknot the knot.
They have to be friends because they're the only two people, the only ones that can understand each other. Going through what it's their own support group.
They sort of look alike.
Well, yeah, I guess.
I heard Gates was upset that Jeff didn't bring more Amazon women.
And well, that's it, you guys. That was the news of the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. Give it up for me for putting together those stories, as I do week after week, and it's a pleasure, of course. All right, you guys. So let's roll right into our first interview of the evening here, guys. I want you to give it up for Chris Kyle, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Chris, to the show.
Hello, interwebs. Hello, interwebs.
Welcome to the interwebs, Chris. How are you today? And how tell us about your general day today.
Where do I start?
Or just whatever you want to say as a greetings to the world.
Greetings, world. Yeah, why not? We'll roll through.
All right.
Woke up at 3:10 p.m. No, I'm joking. Super early day because joys of actually being in product development. Just for the rest of the world, just so you know, PD for nerds is product development, and for real people, it's to reference us as professional dorks. Yeah.
Now, Chris, I first learned about you, I guess, or because in Zoom you don't really meet someone, you sort of get to know them online. But anyway, you came onto our.
You see the pictures of their face, yeah.
Yeah, I saw your picture of your face. I was like, all right, this guy's got a good face. Let's bring him on. And I remember hearing that you were from Baltimore and that you had been doing comedy. I'm not sure. I think you relatively just a few years, something like that. But
oh God,
is that right?
I first started 10 years ago now.
Oh my gosh, 10 years ago.
I feel really old.
All right, well, then
and
let's
I
hear
have
this.
achy joints and pains, just like the people in the news we were referencing earlier.
Well, tell me about we'd like to hear about your comedy career, and maybe you could just tell us about your background, what got you into comedy, especially.
Sure. Just so it's clear to everybody, it was not the smoothest or most continuous 10 years. There was a lot of schooling, job hopping, state hopping. There was a lot going on. And let's see what first got me into all this. despite the smooth caramel that is my voice and the well-grown beard that frames my face, despite all these amazingly great things, you might be actually surprised I was a very socially stunted person growing up. So comedy, I found, was my outlet to be social and creative and intelligent and witty. And it was just fun, where I'm like, oh, this is a way I can use my brain to connect with people, as opposed to just be like stunned and staring and trying to figure out what the heck was going on.
Okay. Did you start in Baltimore in comedy?
I did. Freshman year of college, I did my very first mic / show, the talent show, and it was. I'm amazed I didn't bomb harder. It wasn't as, looking back on it, I'm like, oh, this wasn't as bad as I thought. I just needed to pick up like cues and just all the little things needed to add up. But there was like at least somewhat of a workable foundation of stuff there.
And what is as I mentioned to you when we first came on, we don't get a lot of DC or Baltimore DC area comics.
Like you don't like us or something.
It's just that we don't have the, we're California centric, I suppose, and the timing, of course, is one reason. But tell us a little bit about the DC area comedy scene. What kinds of what's the audience like? What are the clubs like? Can you just, for someone who might be interested in, say visiting or touring there?
Sure. There is, let's see. So I guess up front, the scenes of DC and Baltimore themselves are pretty different. Baltimore seems to be more cool with, I don't know if terse is the right word, but just like very like more gritty and real, and like not particularly sugar coated or roundabouty comedy. Mm-hmm. And then DC can be a bit more open to, let's call it like social commentary, silly wit.
Right.
They're very different crowds, even though they're only like a 30-40 minute drive from each other.
Interesting. Now, Chris, you sent us a clip, which I'd like to show everyone to kind of give a sense of your comedy.
I did send an clip, yes.
You did send a clip. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see if I can find Derby here.
Beholden.
Yeah, let's see if I can. Here we go.
Man, look at all the people I don't look like.
Where'd they go?
I have a plus.
Hold on. I need to make that.
We can full size it. I believe in us.
Okay, so let me. Yeah, I don't.
Sorry, hold on. Sorry, Chris.
We had there's a little bit of buzz in the background, but I think we can overall hear the jokes. So tell us the setup on this. Where are we? Where is this, Chris?
This is in Ellicott City, Maryland, which is about, 15-20 minutes outside of Baltimore.
Okay.
And this wasn't a particularly new joke that we're about to see. I just had, I guess, short story, Dave Chappelle and Conan O'Brien were like my comedy idols growing up.
Sure.
So this next joke is very in the spirit of Conan.
All right. Let's hear it.
I was recently on tour with comedian Ron Funches. Thank you. One comic. Yep, Steven, we're performing for ourselves. We're so good right now. I'm just going to ignore Charlie's Angels entirely. It's fine. I don't know how more male comics were not immensely distracted. Yeah, I was touring with comedian Ron Funches, which isn't true. And we were catching up over lunch.
Can you guys hear it okay?
It's a little hard to hear.
Yeah.
Darn graininess.
Chris said basically, I think, this is important. Chris said he was touring with Ron Funches.
Yep.
And then you said, Chris, not exactly true, but anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the key part of the joke. We have to get that part first.
Taco Tuesday. Totally different day. And he was letting me know that, oh, Chris, I'm seeing a therapist. And I was like, oh no, Ron Funches, what's going on? And he was like, well, it turns out I have a cluster of knots on my back. And I was like, oh, so Ron Funches has a bunch of bunches. Come on, Chris, we don't catch up for lunch very often. Apparently this is a genetic problem, and I'm worried for other people in my family. And I was like, oh, so you're saying the family of bunches has a bunch of bunches. Come on, Chris, genetic problem. My family, we're all doctors and detectives, and we can't figure it out. It's driving us mad. So I was like, oh, so the family of bunches has a bunch of bunches without any hunches. Chris, I'm not catching up with you over lunch again. Apparently, I also need to build up some core strength. That would help with a bunch of other internal organ problems I'm having. So it's like, oh, I got an Olympic laugh. Yes, I love you, Bernard. I know we've met before, but I especially love you now. Your drink's on me. So I was like, oh, so you're saying that the family of bunches has a bunch of bunches without any hunches and need to do a bunch of punches. Yeah, you didn't think dad jokes were possible at an open mic. A series of 4 sequential domino dad jokes. All these 28-year-olds were escaping their boyfriends and husbands, and no, so they just came to show straight dad jokes.
Well, I'll start at the four sounding words, but that's impressive. The dad jokes rule. I mean, certainly Ed would tell you dad jokes are awesome. So,
True.
Chris, do you consider yourself a clean comic, and also are you a dad as well?
I'm a dad in spirit. Most millennial thing you could possibly say.
Okay.
I'm not actually a dad, as far as I know, and that one was, I had too much fun, like waterfalling a rhyme scheme where I'm just like, this is too much fun. I got to keep it going. It's
Right.
just past, it's even past the rule of 3 of absurdity. I was just like, this is too much fun not to do. I have to do it. I generally consider myself a pretty clean comic. I don't find I have to curse to be funny.
Mhm.
Because you have to fundamentally like write jokes differently if you're going to not curse at all or occasionally curse, or the thing that makes the joke funny is the cursing. I'm like,
Right.
oh, those are very different.
Yeah. It's just something I'm always curious about. I detect, as someone who generally my comedy is mostly clean comedy. I tend to pick up on that when I see someone's comedy. I noticed that. So now, what do you got planned coming up, Chris? Because we always want to make sure on the show to give people a chance to promote whatever they've got working on, what they're working on. So do you have anything that you'd like to promote today?
Oh, sure. As soon as I get the flyer, I'll also put it on my social media. I should be doing a in-person show, I think in Edgewood, Maryland, in a few weeks. So that interwebs world, finger guns everywhere. And, otherwise, I wish I hit more Zoom mics and shows up during this pandemic here. But Zoom world, wherever you are, hope you'll have me.
All right, guys, give it up for Chris Kell for coming on the show. Appreciate you being here. And Chris, don't go anywhere because you're going to be part of our quiz show coming up later on. And I wanted to just go to the Facebook comments. Looks like Ed's mom made it onto the show.
Hi, Mom.
Got just in the best time of the show. So I guess that was Chris's interview was the best part. Good. Good to see. And yeah, so we're chugging along here. Now we also do a little bit of improv on the show, and you're probably wondering, well, how could you possibly do improv on Zoom? But we do it, and I'm going to turn it over to Ed Ruben. He's our leader of improv. So Ed, why don't you explain what's going to happen now?
All righty. So Tommy's going to be bringing up a web page that's going to let us randomly choose either a word, a location, or relationship. And then we usually have 2 people participate at a time. And then the big rule is it's questions only. So normally in improv, they tell you never ask a question. You're always supposed to make statements. Well, this is the opposite. You just keep doing questions to each other back and forth. And until somebody says something that is not a question. And that's pretty much it. And when that happens, Tommy has a magic bell that he rings to indicate that round is over. So there's no score or anything. It's just for the entertainment purposes only. So no wagering. All right. So any of our guests can play. Tommy can play. Whoever would like to play, just raise your hand. I can't actually see anybody else's screen right now for some reason.
Oh, so we have, all right. So Chris wants to try. So let's do Ed and Chris for our first.
All right. So Chris, Tommy's, do you want to do location, relationship, or just a word? Up to you.
Let's do location.
All right.
50s suburbs. Okay.
Did you see Leave It to Beaver yesterday?
I'm only slightly out of my decade. I must have missed them, but did you see the Golden Girls?
Which one are you most into?
I mean, who can't be into all of them, though?
You're not a B. Arthur fan?
Who isn't also an A, C, D, and E, and F Arthur fan?
You don't know any of them, do you?
Call time.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
moving it along. But good job, you guys. That was good.
All right.
Anybody want to try?
I have a question about
Yes.
it. So I've done improv before. That's how I got into a performance. Do you do the yes and format, or is it just questions?
You just do questions, but it's still in your mind doing the yes and, right? Because you're just building on whatever the other person said. It's just this particular game. Basically, we did this game because we looked up improv games you could do, and this one seemed like a one we could do on the show. And the great thing about improv is there's no homework. So yeah, so it's still that same concept of yes anding. It's just every sentence is supposed to be a question. That's it.
Okay.
Would you like to try with Ed then? We'll give it a round.
Sure.
How about we do relationship?
Mhm.
Okay. What? Cyclops and Odysseus? Well,
You call this a boat?
Yes, and it can go really fast.
How fast can it go?
It can go faster than my 7-year-old son running around my house.
Have you ever taken your son on the boat?
Yes, and did you know that he will occasionally throw up on the passenger sitting next to him?
Did you know that Cyclops like to eat young children?
Yes, and did you know he buried their bones in his backyard as a memory to the kids he ate?
Don't you think it'd be really nice if I just let you go?
Yes, and that would make me feel so much better because this is painful.
Woo!
we can see, we can definitely see, Priya, that you had the improv experience with the yes ands. It's hard to, the challenge is to think of it in, say everything in a question format. But would you like to, let's see, let's do one more. Sirish, I see, is here. Sirish, did you want to? He's muted.
on it. I think he's on his phone, so that's going to be hard.
Still. So
Ying or Chris, Ying, did you want to do one with somebody else? One of the other guests?
Okay, I can try it.
Okay.
All right.
So let me add spotlight.
Go.
Add. Okay. So let's go back to the.
Or did one of the other guests want to do it again, or?
Yeah, we
I didn't want to. I didn't want to hog the spotlight.
Chris, do you want to try again, or Priya, do you want to try again?
Is Ying
I'll go again.
right now or no?
I'll go again.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let Priya do it then.
Well, we could, Chris, we could put you in there. Like, it could be 3 people. There's no limit.
Oh,
It's really hard with more than 2 though
hard.
on the
You're
web.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So let's just leave it with Ying and Priya, and then our.
We'll add Chris.
Yeah.
So we'll do move. So just Ying and Chris then we'll do for now.
All right.
Oh, like just Ying and me again, questions
And-
to each other.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
All right.
You want to try relationship, a location, or a word?
Am I picking or is Ying picking?
Let Ying pick.
Location.
Okay, your location is Goblin Hut.
Oh my God, where's that?
Did you know that has no place in Harry Potter?
Yeah, I was wondering about that too.
Has to be a question, Ying. Has to be.
That is a question. Oh,
Okay. Okay.
you
Ying,
know,
could you say that
I
again?
was wondering about that too. So that's a question.
Isn't it amazing that those goblins didn't make those huts with pizza in them too?
I guess the British that they're kind of like the bullshit. Don't you-
Well, now that Ying has opened Pandora's box, I have to do this now.
Try to turn it around to a question. See, that's not, yeah.
How come J.K. Rowling intentionally left out goblin huts?
I guess J.K. Rowling, it just imagining a like 5 square mile of stuff. I have to say, I don't know why that sells that good. I mean, why even sell? Okay, that's the question.
All right. We're gonna call that one there,
Okay.
so we can move on to the next system. But great job, you guys. Much
Yeah.
appreciated.
Tommy, did you want to do with Priya? Because
Yeah,
she
let's try it.
wanted to go
Sure.
again.
I'm
Yeah.
not great at it, but I'll.
Yeah. Why don't you
Why
and
not?
Priya do one?
Yeah. Let me do that here. My kitty cat wants to get out of the room here, so let me just hold on 1 second here. It's
There we
So
go.
you know it's real live news, interrupted
This is-
by cats.
wait. Let's take an animal break for 1 second.
Yeah.
Remember, kids, don't litter.
This is my kitty cat.
Oh, I had a
He
black
has to
cat.
leave the room.
I had a black cat once. He had hyperthyroidism.
Oh.
Oh,
Had to get his thyroid radiated in Brazil
Oh my.
Oh,
so
wow.
Wait, so did he? Oh wow. Okay.
This sounds
at the
mildly
human
illegal.
hospital because they don't have vet hospitals there to radiate
wow.
for cats.
And then do
We
you
had
have
to
to
sneak
like,
him in. We had to sneak him in after hours into the human hospital so he could get his
Jeez.
thyroid
and
radiated.
does that like totally destroy the thyroid, and then you still have to give him medicine every day?
Yeah, he has
or-
to take medication afterwards, and it just shrinks it down and gets the thyroid function working again.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah,
What shall we do, Priya? Would you like a location, relationship, or word?
word.
Word. And the word is the sun. Oh, that's easy. Okay, the sun.
Did you know in Peru, you can only see the shadow of the sun?
You went to Peru last year, right? Didn't you?
Yes, I went to Peru many years ago. And did you know that the Machu Picchu Trail has been 90% renovated?
Yes. Yes. Did you know there's a 4-star hotel at Machu Picchu now?
Yes, and did you know that to really experience, to have a spiritual experience in Peru, it's better to do the 4-day, 3-night hike and sleep in the jungle?
Will I get malaria if I go to Peru?
Yes, but it's highly unlikely.
Do you like Peruvian food?
Yes, I do. And did you know that their national dish is a guinea pig?
Wow.
That's why you feel like when you eat one.
I'm gonna give myself the bell. Give it up for Priya for participating in these decidedly non-improvisational experienced me.
Did you become a fan of pisco sours when you were in Peru?
Yeah, no, Peru has some of the most amazing food you'll ever eat in South America. I lived there, for a long time, so I've been all over the continent, and Peru is one of my favorite places. Yeah, you will eat really well. Peruvian people are amazing. The country is amazing. It's just a beautiful place.
Chris, did you want to try one more time with Priya? We could do that
if she's up for it.
Sure.
Let's do one more. Why not? So let's
go. It's gonna be CGI background versus a green wall.
Location, relationship, or word.
Priya,
I can pick.
You pick.
I'll pick location.
Classroom.
Did you know that I used to be a teacher?
No, but how come since you were a teacher, that background doesn't look anything like a whiteboard or a blackboard?
Yes, that's right, because I am off duty right now. And did you know that you should always speak respectfully to your teachers?
Having not learned that lesson in primary school, what does respectfully mean?
Yes, I like your eagerness to learn, Chris. And I'll tell you that being respectful means treating those with a certain degree of appreciation. And I would ask you to consider maybe, what do you think, talking to others more respectfully?
Did you say learn or yearn?
Yes, I understand that you might not have heard me, and I would suggest that you adjust the volume on your Zoom. And what do you think? Do you have a hearing problem?
How am I supposed to accept that suggestion when my entire house is broken?
Why is your entire house broken?
How can you not see that's an incredibly disrespectful question to ask a student who's coming from a literal broken home?
All right, let's go out there so we can move on. Guys, give it up for Chris and Priya for the improv. And since Priya is already on the screen, let's leave Priya on the screen if I can figure out how to do that. And let's interview Priya. Guys, welcome Priya Guyadeen to the show. Priya, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm fairly certain we've never met in person, but I feel like I've either, I don't know, maybe on a Zoom show, or because I know you're a Bay Area comic. We have a lot of common friends, I'm pretty sure. So I reached out, and thank you for coming on the show. Tell us about your career in comedy and what got you started, especially.
Sure. I guess I've been doing comedy now for a little over a year and a half, maybe. I started last year during the pandemic on Zoom.
Okay.
Because I am a single mom and I was trapped in my house with my then 6-year-old son by myself. And I needed to find something that would keep me from needing bail money. So I started writing some jokes, and my friend was doing these virtual happy hours, virtual open mics, excuse me. And I've always been told that I'm a naturally funny person and I should do stand-up. So I thought doing it over Zoom was the safest way.
Yeah.
And I wrote some jokes and they landed, and things just kept going from there.
Now that's great to hear, because going through the pandemic and then all the Zoom, like this show is an example. I was same thing, I had to look for something to do during the pandemic, couldn't do live comedy. So that's why we started the show, and Ed and a couple of other people that they're not here right now, but it's the idea of Zoom was a good outlet. So, and it's great to hear people like you that actually decided to start comedy, and now you're doing it in real life. I believe, right? You've gone to some.
Yeah, Eric was on her show last night.
Yeah, and he killed. He did really well.
Well, that's actually good segue. I was going to ask you, you're producing shows now as well, right?
I produce, I perform, anything to get stage time and get better.
Tell us about what you're doing. Is this the what I saw in Castro Valley? Is that your thing?
Yeah, so I help produce I manage the stand-up comedy arm for Plathos Productions, which is a theater production group based out of Castro Valley. We produce a whole season of shows, plays, musicals, stand-up comedy, improv, and I manage the stand-up comedy arm of the production company. We do 3 large stand-up comedy shows a year, and we just started doing a monthly showcase, which premiered last night.
Yeah, I think as Ed was saying, Eric Newton, who's a regular on our show, he said he enjoyed. Now that, like, I looked at that, and it's like a new venue, right? Is it outdoors, or it's like a marketplace or something?
Yeah, so it was an old department store in Castro Valley that I think then turned into a billiards venue, and then was bought over and is now a communal marketplace. So on the first floor, you have small eateries, pop-ups,
nice.
A Whole Foods type grocery store. And then on the second level, you have conference rooms and a large loft room where we produce the comedy shows. That's
great. Now you sent in a clip as well, or I got some clips from your YouTube. Let's see if we could play, and I don't know how, we'll see how the audio works out, but these were at Tommy T's, which I know very well because I used to live in San Ramon, which is right next to Castro Valley also. I assume you're in the East Bay somewhere as well.
Yeah, yeah, I live in Hayward.
Okay, so let me just see if I can pull that up here. Okay, so I have 2 clips here that I thought were kind of good. This one here, don't drink the Kool-Aid. I guess sufficient to say Tommy T's, was it the open mic night, or was it a showcase?
This was a showcase, and Ed was on this showcase. I came on towards the end, and yeah, my comedy tends to speak to my Indo-Caribbean background, growing up in Canada, in a very white Canada, and being a single mom. So I think this joke talks about my Indo-Caribbean background.
Okay, let's play the clip here.
But that's not the only thing that's confusing. People have a hard time figuring out my ethnicity. They either think I'm Brazilian, or Mexican, or Middle Eastern. I'm actually West Indian from Guyana. But the only thing people know about Guyana is Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah, I know. That punchline is an absolute killer.
That was a good one. And here's another one from the same evening. I can't
this
date
one's-
Indian guys.
This one's getting a lot of traction on YouTube.
Yeah.
Even though I'm single, my mom still wants me to marry a doctor. So I said, well, we're Indian, arrange something. But the truth is, I can't date Indian guys because they're too traditional, too controlling, and eventually, they all look like Gandhi.
Eventually, they look like.
I'm not spending the rest of my life walking 20 paces behind that motherfucker.
20 feet behind Gandhi. So that's interesting. Okay, so you're okay, right? The Guyana, right? I never met. I used to live in New York, and sometimes I'd meet people from the Caribbean, and so that I recall that. So how did you wind up in the Bay Area, though?
Yeah, so I was actually living in Brazil, and my son was born there. And then in 2014, the economy went down. You know, they kind of outed Lula, and my company got rid of my position. So I decided, after being there for 13 years, it's probably time to move back to the United States or back to North America. So my son and I went to Canada first and stayed with my parents for about a year. And then I started applying for jobs because, like Chris, I have a day job, and I am the counterpart to the PD. I am a project manager. So, you know, people like the PD guys, they hate the PMs. But there was no jobs in my field at home in Toronto. So I started applying out here to California because I wanted to be in the nice weather, and got a ton of interviews here in San Francisco. And then we ended up moving here.
Perfect. Now, going forward, I always like to let people have a chance to promote what they're doing. You referred to the shows before, the ones in Castro Valley, but what about you personally? What kind of shows you've got lined up over the next few weeks that you want to promote?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm at Comedy Oakland.
Nice.
Performing at Comedy Oakland. Next week I have 2 of my own shows that I'm doing. It's called Cougars on the Loose. Mostly female comedians over the age of 45. We tend to talk about our lives, love, redemption. So we have a show on the 11th in Pleasanton at Oyo Restaurant in downtown Pleasanton. And then we have another show on the 13th at World Famous Turf Club in Hayward. And then I have the US Comedy Contest via Zoom on the 21st of November, and then I've got a few shows lined up for December.
Nice. Well, we'll promote your YouTube channel on our Facebook group page, and
thank you.
You know, you can continue to use the promote what you have. Check back in with us, tell us what's going on, and we appreciate you coming here. Don't go anywhere, Priya. You're part of the quiz that we're going to have later. So, guys, give it up for Priya Guyadeen for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Now, normally we would segue into some sponsorship. Eric Newton is our business manager, and normally he would tell us who's paying for the show tonight. I mean, it's not real sponsors, but anyway. But Eric's on hiatus today, or he's on break. See, I got to use that word hiatus again. He's on break, so we'll go straight to our next interview. And Ying Vigilan is here, so let's go ahead and add the spotlight. Guys, give it up for Ying Vigilan for coming on the show. Welcome, all the way from Spokane, Washington, I believe.
Yes, Spokane, Washington.
And that's all I know about your background, Ying. I know that you're from Washington State. I know you're originally from China, but I don't know much more than that. So why don't you tell us about you, and especially what got you into comedy?
Yeah, it's interesting because I didn't even know about comedy until my son's dad, which we already parted ways. Okay, so he bought a $10 cheap ticket for date. I think that was our third date.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's first time in a bar. So in a bar, it's not even comedy club. That's why the ticket was cheap, right? So like the first time I went to this bar comedy show, and wow, people are laughing left and right. I was the only one, don't know why they're laughing. Obviously, I think it was probably a lot of dirty jokes that I don't understand, because I've never heard nobody swearing and cussing in my house. So I was like, but that just bothered the heck out of me. It's like, wow, I just couldn't accept that something I don't understand. Well, everybody else is enjoying it, right?
Yeah.
So after that date, I actually went back to by myself. I just bought ticket by myself to watching it, for a while. That's I would say the first time because in China we don't have one person stand up and telling jokes.
Yeah.
In China we call crosstalk.
Yeah.
Two people. We do have these kind of a comedy format, but different. It's two people talking, talking. Yeah. So, and then as far as how I got started comedy, I would say first started with the Toastmaster, the public speaking.
Oh, Toastmasters. Okay.
Right, club. I joined that one. I think it's 2010. Yeah, because my job changed. I used to do a lot of PowerPoint presentation. Then I changed jobs, right? And then the new job, I never have to do any presentation. I just sit in my cubicle. It's like after that thing happened in like a year or two, it's like I miss talking. You can see I'm the person really like to talk. So somebody told me about this public speaking club, so I joined it. And then the Toastmaster, they have each year they have two competitions. In the fall, it's called humor speech contest. In the spring, it's just serious talk. So I did the humor speech here in Spokane. I was like, wow, I think I won second place or something. This was a long time ago. So I was like, why I didn't know I could tell jokes? Maybe might as well. I just started doing comedy. Then I remember back then, I went to watch comedy, right? So I said, maybe I should do that, So I asked people how to get started and stuff. So I figured out how to, because the time here, the comedy thing already changed. When the bar thing I went, it's no longer a comedy place.
Yeah.
So eventually somebody told me about the open mic. So this was like 2014, maybe, first one. But over the years though, I just quit, like constantly quitting. Like I quit 6 months just by listening to my audio recording.
Right.
I was horrified to hear my voice, right? So I quit, and then another time was like I recorded myself video. So I look at video, I was horrified again. Like I could not, because I was fat, right? It's like, oh my God, I rarely take pictures. I rarely take a video of myself, consider, like so popular those times. So when I look at myself, it's like, oh my God. So I probably stopped for another year by seeing my picture, on the video. Oh my gosh. Then I was sick. I got lower back pain for a long time.
I see.
So I think it was 2017 or 18. I finally had a surgery, back surgery, right? So about 3 years, I didn't do anything.
Okay.
Because I couldn't even stand up straight. I was leaning forward, kind of thing. So I think I started to get serious about comedy. I would say 2019, because I feel like my days are numbered. It's almost like the middle age crisis, midlife crisis. Like, you know what? I really need to start doing stuff that I like. All these years I wasted. So that's 2019, and probably serious 1 year. Then pandemic, right? Like, but pandemic actually, I did a lot of Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pandemic really helped me actually.
Yeah. Well, that's how I found you. I met you, virtually through the Zoom. I remember seeing you on, like Joe Gorman's mic and other mics. So I knew about you. And then
you know, that's why I wanted you to come on and I wanted to hear your story. You sent us, or you have some YouTube videos that I thought we could play to show you.
That was just last week in New York.
Well, you have several videos.
Different one. Oh, you picked this one.
Well, but this one is sideways.
Oh, okay, right.
So
This
it's kind of
one,
hard
let
to.
me see. What is it that one?
But I was thinking this one we could play, the winning. It says here winning set at mic competition. Was this a
Oh,
competitive?
yeah, this is the mic competition, right?
Let's play a couple minutes of this one.
Okay.
And where is this at?
This is the New York City of a Producers Club.
Okay. And you're trying out for something?
Yeah, how many
Competition.
minutes did you narrow down to a 2-minute thing, right? You only play.
No, I'll just play the first 2 minutes or so.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and play this.
I'll tell you what, this club is the only one so far have not asked me for a vaccine card. You guys are confident. Yes, so, but don't worry, guys. I get tested before I came here. Even though I got the 2 vaccines, I tested. I tested HIV negative. Twice. Very safe, yeah. Don't worry. Little bit about myself. Okay. My name is Margaret Cho. Yes, because I heard you guys say Asian people look like. I was like, great. Yeah, that's what I'm saying in China. White people look like. I do need some help, so this is great. But I'm from Washington State, Spokane, Washington. I live in Washington State for 26 years, guys. Wow. 26 years. Wow. I did it just to prove I'm not a tourist. Yes. So if I hear that thing again, go back to your country, okay? Drop that shit. I'm here to stay. Say, guys, but originally I'm from mainland China. China, you got few fans? Yeah. Don't worry though, okay? All my jokes are made in America. Oh. Yeah. I want to tell you though, when I learned driving, I learned everything here. I learned driving here. First thing I heard is Asian people are bike drivers. I'm like, wow, really? Asian people bike driver. Have you been in China freeway? This wild, like, NASCAR competition. I bet all this room, every single one of you, including myself, cannot survive 2 hours in Chinese freeway. So now we came here. We're bike drivers. Are you saying we're technically bad or we just don't give a fuck about this? You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting.
That's probably enough.
That was really good. That's really good. I wanted to hear the whole thing, but we're short on time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting. You know, speaking of the Asian driver stereotype and people saying Asians are bad drivers, what bothers me about that is it's the people that drive Toyota, Honda, Mazda say the Asians are bad drivers, but they're driving cars made by Asians. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay, that was my little joke, but okay. Now, Ying, in Spokane, you have, a comedy scene. Are you doing live comedy there, or why were you in New York?
Well, we have some one very good comedy club, but very limited open mic opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think Spokane is a place. It's not very good if you're really serious about being a full-time professional comedian.
I see.
Yeah, but it's a good place to testing out your jokes.
Right.
Because the open mic night, every single open mic, we have a real audience, not just comics. Because in a big place, New York and LA, I've been to LA. Most open mics, the audience are just comics like yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
So really hard to test your joke, but in Spokane, typical open mic, we can get 40, 50 just regular audience. You almost feel like a show.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, like, even I write new jokes, write new ones, and if audience laugh, never heard of it, and the first time I said it, I make notes. I just know it's
Sure.
gonna work.
That's
I know
great.
it, and it worked pretty good. So that's why actually it's a good place to testing your new joke.
Okay, but you're also
Comics that a lot of times they don't laugh at your joke if you just kind of
no. It's very difficult to do comedy
Right.
with comics.
right.
No, no. Are you with the New York stuff that you've been doing? Is that for work or?
No, it's not for work. But I did bring my computer with me, so during the day I can work, and sometimes I take because the whole pandemic work from home. I have a lot of vacation time accumulated.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, December, I need to use them. If I don't use them,
Got it.
I
Okay.
lose them. Yeah.
I
So
thought
I
you
need to take the vacation of 4 hour here, 4 hour there.
got it.
So I'm just gonna using this opportunity to explore. I might move to New York City. So
You
I'm
might. Okay.
I want to move to New York or LA.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's a
I'm
lot of
I'm
comics.
not serious about doing comedy full time.
Yeah, if you're serious or just if you want a change of, I mean, those are great markets for everything.
Right.
So, Ying, what do you have coming up that you want to promote?
Well, I have a competition in Long Island, New York,
Okay.
November 7th, which is a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a live show, and also you can streaming
Mm,
at real time.
okay.
So I can send the link. You can buy the ticket, $12 to watch streaming, and also you can vote. They let people vote even before the show started, and take $1 to vote. I mean,
Okay.
I know I was kind of shocked when the organizer did that. I was like, how can people vote if they haven't watched your show? But I guess everybody needs to make money. So $1 vote. I mean, if you guys want to vote for me without
Of course.
watching me perform, I guess I'll take it. But
Well, send us the link and we'll put it up
Okay.
on the page. And that's great that you're going coast to coast and progressing. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's great to have you on the show, guys. Give it up for Ying Vigilan for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. And Nico Lukov is a contributor to the show often, but he's not here today.
Right. Yeah. So I've been in touch with Nico. So he's rushing through an airport to try and get on a flight and everything like that.
Okay.
But Nico does the displaced comedians, and it has the spreadsheet with a bunch with the tabs for each different day of the week. But he did want me to mention that he's added something to the spreadsheet
Okay.
that are links to the live scenes. So
Got it.
basically just links to all the different Facebook groups
Right.
that handle for San Francisco area, it'd be Bacon. I don't know what it is for New York, but various things like that. So if somebody's in that area, they can figure out who to get in touch with. And
Got it. That's
that
the Displaced Comedians Facebook group for those of you guys that are watching. And now it sounds like it's displaced comedians and non-displaced comedians to find out what's going on in their area. So, well, now's the time when we play, just have a little fun with each as comedians. We have a quiz show here. It's a little bit of a unique quiz program that we have. It is basically Japanese commercials. I used to live in Japan a long time ago, and I really liked the comedy when I lived there, especially the commercials I thought were really funny.
Okay.
And when I started doing comedy, I thought, well, how can I incorporate Japanese comedy into my act or into what we're doing? And I thought, well, you know what, I'll play commercials and try to have people guess what the commercials are about, assuming that they don't speak Japanese or know Japanese. So and that's what the quiz is. For those of you, for Chris and Ying and Priya, it's I play the commercial halfway and stop, and then I ask you to take guesses as to what the product or services that they're trying to advertise. And you can be serious or you can be comical, doesn't matter. It's just going to be fun. Comedians go first. So Ying and Chris and Priya, you get first choice or first crack at it. Then we'll go to the Facebook Live audience and they can make guesses. And then we'll go to Ed and Sirish and see what they have to say. And let me go ahead and find let's see if I can find the screen here. Okay. All right. So now, Ying, I know that you being from mainland China, you probably understand characters, Chinese characters, but I'm hoping that they will not allow you to still guess accurately, because I know that the characters can be different, but let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens. All right, let's start with our first commercial, starting right after this little anime here. Right after this.
昔はキラキラだったな。今はただの寝汗か。ってこと。
All right. Hold on one second. Yes. No, I'm not done yet. Can you take another? I need another 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Zoom comedy for you. You never know when you will be interrupted. And let us find out what this is a commercial for. Let's start with Priya. Priya, what do you think this is a commercial for?
Viagra.
Get out of bed and take some Viagra. Chris,
Something's going to be up.
Chris, what is this a commercial for?
I'm going to take a gander that they're a couple, and she's reminiscing about his more fit, athletic football/soccer days. And that this is a commercial for energy supplement.
That's a pretty good guess.
Sort of in the Viagra realm. Okay, Ying, now let's try you. What do you say?
Yeah, see, I don't watch Japanese anime, so I don't really understand. Just like you guys, no. I would just take a comical guess.
Okay.
I would say a sleeping pill.
Okay. Sleeping pill could be. That's interesting. It's interesting that you guys are kind of in the medical. You went sort of like it's something that you ingest. Facebook Live, we've got a couple people watching. Do you guys have any guesses? Nobody's taking any guesses. So let's go to Ed. Ed, what do you think this is a commercial for?
Oh, geez. I will go with beds.
Beds. Okay. Sirish, I don't know if you're able to. Oh,
I
good.
think it's anti-aging cream.
Anti-aging cream. Okay. Okay. It is. You guys, it's none of these things as far as like it's not something that you take or put on or ingest. It's not really medically related. So let me play it again from the beginning, and then you guys can shout out the guesses. All right, how about now?
Oh, so it's like ivory or some sort of pre-wash or something like that.
Japanese version of Febreze.
Yes. It is Febreze. Priya is right on the money, ladies and gentlemen. It is Febreze.
Nice.
It is Febreze. Good job. It is a Febreze. So nice guess. All right. So actually we can play a little bit more. You could just see that they spray it on them. He thinks that she was saying how she wanted to be nice to him and she was going to wash his laundry, but then she's like, I don't feel like doing that. Oh, wait a minute, there's Febreze. So she sprays everything and then he's all, oh, you washed my clothes. It's so wonderful of you. But all she did was spray them with Febreze. So, all right. Let's go to our next commercial. This one is not as funny, but it's still kind of mysterious. So let's see what's going on here. Right after these dancing people. Here, guys. Let's start with Ying. What do you think?
Wow. I'm gonna take a pass. I couldn't. Yeah.
Well, we can come back to you. We'll come back to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Thou shall not pass. No.
I can't believe you're showing these commercials with me in them. Really, really pains me to think what's happened.
Priya, what do you think?
I think he's hot for the dog.
He's looking at the dog and going,
Wait.
Chris, what about you?
I'm mostly annoyed at how good looking this guy is. As is the nature of commercial. It's, you know, pretty privileged, whatever. But
She's
and between, yeah,
jet skiing almost without jet skis, but
yeah. My guess is either something for the dog or like a vacation touristy, like, hey, welcome to Japan, where hot guys will check you out and you can go jet skiing. I don't know.
Yes, not enough information yet.
Ying, do you want to take a guess now? You can chime in later whenever you're ready.
I'll try later.
I'm trying to figure out why he's wearing like an apron or something.
He is wearing an apron. It's kind of
because he can.
Sirish, Sirish, did you catch the commercial?
I didn't, Tommy. But yeah.
Oh, he's in traffic. Okay.
In traffic.
Yeah, I'm still driving. I'm gonna drop off. Nice.
All right, Ed, what do you think?
I'm gonna say it's for a music service of some sort.
Oh, you got it. Yes, it is. I don't know how you got it, but you got it. That's the risk, ladies and gentlemen. We have Ed and Sirish tend to be very good at this because they've seen a lot of Japanese commercials. Play it through here.
The girl with the headphones.
Spotify.
Wow.
Oh, Spotify. Oh, they're trying to sell Spotify.
No, she's having a great time listening to Joe Rogan while
Joe Rogan, right?
dog.
She's actually squeezed into some sort of a high-speed train.
All right, let's find the next commercial here.
Why they show the hot guy then? Don't need the hot guy.
That's all you guys are talking about, so it's effective.
Well, if they showed more of the girl's face, we'd probably be talking about that. But no,
Right.
slow motion, him checking out, whatever.
Okay. Right after this.
Yager.
Okay, then this one also is not funny, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of mysterious too. So let's just see what you guys come up with right after this. All right. He's impressed this this young lady here as he's jogging through the streets. What's going on here, guys? Priya, what do you think?
Lots of sneakers.
Sneakers? Okay. You are in the right category, that's for sure. It's definitely something you wear. Ying, do you have any idea?
I was thinking about that ice cream they're showing, you know.
That was from the last commercial.
That was from
That was Haagen-Dazs. Yeah, this is a new
one. Okay. I guess shoes. Somebody already said it, so
they do sell shoes. This place might also sell shoes, but I don't think that's their main thing. Chris, what do you think? I'll give you guys a little hint. This is a price, obviously, Japanese yen. $20. So whatever they're offering, it's $20.
Probably.
I don't think it's quite. I don't think it's quite athleisure, but like athletic wear.
Can you be more specific? You are basically correct, but can you give me a brand name?
Oh, maybe it's Levi's or Gap or. You know.
It's Japan, though.
I don't know any Japan brands, but.
I don't know, Yokohama running shoes.
Whatever would be a mid-range.
I will give it to Chris.
Japan brand.
I'm gonna give it to Chris. It is athleisure wear. It's from Uniqlo. Uniqlo. So everybody gets Uniqlo Lifewear.
Oh, I thought he was about to steal a hat from a kid, and then it was just like, what?
You've been in Baltimore too long.
No, I mean maybe. I mean no.
Okay, one more commercial for you, and then hopefully my son.
Oh, geez, that guy's face.
Okay, starting right. This is a McDonald's right after the McDonald's commercial.
No one is that happy at McDonald's.
だからコスプレだってわあミニ最後どうしたのハロウィンジャンボミニですハロウィンジャンボミニ新登場
That actually is the whole commercial. I'm pretty sure you aren't going to get it. Although maybe I don't know. Maybe you'll guess it. But what is this? What's going on in this commercial? Does anybody have any idea? Chris, any idea what this is?
I'm getting like Comic-Con / Halloween vibes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's they're dressed up to celebrate, kind of, or they're trying to, but that's not what the main service is. Ying, do you have any ideas?
I can't figure it out, Jeez. Japan, we kind of feel like the world is apart.
Does this give it away right here, Ying, over here? These characters?
I don't recognize anything. I don't watch anything Japan.
I think,
but these are Chinese characters down here. But okay.
Right, I only know 2 words. Yeah, because they're half. Yeah.
Well, no, okay, that's fine. Priya, do you have any ideas?
Are those kanji?
I think it's either a commercial for Japanese lottery tickets or for.
Wow. Priya, good job. 2 out of 4.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the lottery. It's the Japanese lottery.
Holy cow.
Okay.
Wow.
Priya is really good at this, guys.
Wow. What can she guess?
I lived in Brazil. They do crazy commercials like that too.
Yeah.
Hard to figure out.
Good job. No, you have a knack for this. We'll have to have you come up.
It is. So it is.
It's that was for the their lottery, Japanese the lottery, and the character I was pointing to was I thought you would recognize it because it's the treasure, the character for treasure, and
No.
Yeah. But anyway,
the one time I went to Tokyo, the most memorable restaurant was a Brazilian restaurant, because I think a lot of Japanese moved to Brazil at some point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a big. There's a big.
I mean, it's the second largest. I think Peru has.
Has
the largest, but it's the second largest.
Oh, wow, that's true. It's so yeah, a lot of times there you'll see in commercials. They Japanese commercials can look like commercials from anywhere because they do get quite international. But anyway, that was the quiz, guys. You guys, I hope you had fun. And for those of you that are still watching, this brings the show to the end. Although, let me give everybody one more chance. Ed, did you have something that you wanted to promote?
Oh yeah. Let's see. Next week on Tuesday, we have our open mic at Off the Hook in Campbell, California. That starts at 8.
Okay.
And then on Wednesday, I'm in Santa Cruz at Santa Cruz Brewing Company, and that show starts at 8 as well.
Great. And I am still not doing live stuff yet, but hopefully soon. My son's getting my 10-year-old is getting his first vaccine shot this weekend, so I think I'll maybe dip back into live comedy after that once he's fully vaccinated. I do have an open mic on Wednesdays, Zoom comedy open mic. So if you guys, any of you watching, are interested, that's Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And that's the end of the show. So we will be back. I'm not sure when we'll be back. Thanksgiving is coming up. I'm not sure. We won't be back next week and then after that, I think I'm going to be away for Thanksgiving. So our next show may be early December, but we will let you know. So Chris, Ying, Priya, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks, everybody.
Really appreciate it. And everyone have a great rest of weekend and a great week. And
bye now.
Thanks. Ed, you want to take us out with a little bit of there it is. Outro music, you guys. This is a full service show. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night, everybody. Thank you. Thanks. It was great seeing everybody.
Find your
everyone. Thank you. Good night.